able to disciple them. So this might get you wondering, what exactly are we talking about? When we first started to explore some of these items, I started to get a little bit of build up a bit of a resistance. I didn't like the fact that we might need to even be devious and sly. And then God spoke to me quite frankly, and I was reminded of the passage of scripture where he speaks about making us fishers of men. Now for the fishermen out there, who of you guys are fishermen? Just let's see, we've got a couple of oaks, okay? Now, a couple of years back, I took up fishing. A mate of mine said, come on, we're going to do this. So we went and we looked for the best reels. The Pen 500s, we got the 14-foot Talyun stick rods. We spent time buying all the tide tables. We blew a lot of money on bait and on equipment to be able to get out there at the strangest times of the morning and night to catch a fish. And I was reminded that God calls us to be fishers of men. At what length and at what level are we prepared to operate at? To catch people for Jesus. This is not some devious and sly means to feed our own desires. This is a God-ordained responsibility for us as the church. And it's something we need to hold on to dearly. We've begun to realize and accept that a guest entering this church is a gift from God. Not just someone to be taken for granted. So we want to look at some practical ways of how we're going to be treating these guests. And obviously this is going to evolve as we go on and on. The backdrop to the concept will always be an area and a place of ministry where there is continuous and never-ending improvement. So we will develop it as we go along. Most importantly, that church doesn't start at 9:30. Now we're addressing the members, myself included. We are encouraging each other to be here earlier, so that we can mingle with each other and mingle with the new folk that arrive. Not come flying in the door. Anything that happens by chance, guys. This is not about being difficult. This is about trying to get a culture going here where we are excited to be at church. We're taking up our responsibility. We come and we mingle with the folk. We want the new guest not just to be welcomed when they come through this front door, but right out in the parking lot already. So we're looking at plans of getting parking attendants, people with a broad smile and a genuine eye, and just someone that's prepared to say to a newcomer, welcome, we're glad you've come to join us at Grapevine this morning. Let me show you which way to the church building. It is a fact that if people have not had a good welcome, 95% of them will never come back to the church again. We're taking a gift from God and we're scrumpling it up and throwing it in the bin. We say we don't want that. If we do not give people a good welcome, 95% are the odds that they would leave and never come back. So we've got to take it seriously. So the idea is then to get people, and we want to go as far as saying we want to allocate 4 or 6 parking bays. So the members, and bear in mind we can only address the members in 2 or 3 forums. One is like this, which happens once a year, and the other is through home groups. And we'll chat a bit more about what's happening on that side. But as members, we need to listen this morning and we need to hear why we're doing it and make sure that we are all part of it. That we all agree with this vision and then follow it and support it, because it is our responsibility at the end of the day. Allocate VIP parking bays. 4, 6 bays right up front. The best bays available for our guests. You're catching it? They will walk through this front area, clean, organized. They will be welcomed by people, and we've got a fantastic welcoming committee already running, so that's great. They'll be welcomed at this front door. Received well. Hospitality is the way that we are received. Received well and welcome to Grapevine. We're looking at getting folk that are part of this welcoming committee that will take them to the next level, because we can't have the welcomers at the door leading them now into the church, but we will have folk that are trained and equipped to be able to direct them to the bacon and egg queue, to get to coffee and tea. And we want to speak a little bit about that bacon and egg setup, our breakfast club. If a member, or while the members are queuing up and a guest arrives, that guest goes straight in the front of the queue. VIP. No hissing and fussing. It is normal. It is taken in our stride. It's absolutely okay. The guest goes straight in the front with whoever is accompanying them to the front. They grab a bacon and egg roll for them and their family. They grab coffee and tea and they get to mingle with the crowd. The rest of us wait in the queue. The member, the guest is not expected to pay for his or her breakfast. Do not and gasp and the boxes around it. They do not pay for the breakfast. We're going to try and get that box positioned in a way that Only the members know where it is, because the members are expected to pay. As a member of the church, you are expected to put something into that box towards the kitchen costs of getting those bacon egg rolls together. So that is something we want to be thinking about. At 9:25, we as the members need to pull out of that queue. Okay, because now we're going to get ready for the service. So the kitchen is going to start to close up. And as members, we need to just remind each other, encourage one another, say, hey, come on, let's get out of the queue. In a way that the members don't see us arguing and fighting and say, you're not moving me from this queue until I have my bacon egg roll. We need to work together. We need to understand that we are focusing on punctuality. We want to show that we've got this, that we are actually an orderly place where we kind of know what we're doing. In the goodie bags that you received this morning, the information packs, there are contact cards. This is key for office staff, leadership, to know what is going on a Sunday morning. So, without going into too much detail, we want everybody, every Sunday, will be receiving one of these, starting Sunday coming. For one reason only. So that the guest that's coming in here doesn't feel awkward that he got one. And sticks out like a sore thumb because he or she must fill in this piece of paper while nobody else does. Every one of us will take this piece of paper as an act of our responsibility and our obedience to God's calling on this church to look after the new guests and our first-time visitors. And we'll fill in. There will be information that you can actually fill in on here which would be helpful to the church leadership as well. The idea is that the guest doesn't feel uncomfortable giving us their details. If they've marked on the form that they're a first-time visitor, there will be a set of action steps which follow. Church leadership, as you know, they have taken their day off, which used to be on a Monday. They have changed that to a Friday. The office operates on a Monday. And one of their key areas is following up on the contact card. Who visited our church yesterday? Let's make contact. There's a little checkbox on this form for second-time visitors. That would lead to another set of actions which the office would step into, and making a larger, more concerted effort to get together and possibly share a meal and really get to discover who these people are and making sure that they are welcomed into our community. There has been a little bit of a teaching developed that is going to be spread out through the home groups. We're going to have an awesome opportunity to thrash out some of the concepts and ideas that might be running. You're going to have an awesome opportunity to discuss and get to terms with what we're thinking and then begin to align ourselves with the vision of not only this church, but what we believe God is calling us to do. But bear in mind, nothing is cast in stone. We want to develop it all the time, looking for ways to improve it and to become better and better and better. You want to know, I want to know, that if we're inviting family and friends into this church, they're going to have the most awesome, they'll be received in the most awesome way, looked after in the most endearing way that is God-honoring above all things. So if we can just join forces and support the vision and share the things that you're worried about or the things that you're wanting to discuss at the right forums, and then we can take this thing forward to where we feel it needs to be. Thank you.
Let's try it all.